So, I mean, after furious debate, I kept thinking to myself, I think the best like centrist compromise with the whole wall issue is just to put turnstiles in every 20 feet, right?
Is that what
That
we're
seems
calling them
fair.
now? I thought it was 1 week it's termites, next it's turnstiles. I can't keep up.
It's the most racist way to get on a subway ever.
Holy shit. Yeah, no, I mean, wait. So we're gonna have turnstiles all along the wall. It's no longer a wall and it's no longer a slat fence. It's gonna be turnstiles.
Well, no, turnstiles are just going to be like, the separators there. That way, like, yeah, they're coming in illegally, but at least they form an orderly line before they do.
Okay, I suppose at least there's that. At least we'll have like forced courtesy or something. What's going on, everybody?
Yeah.
Welcome to the YouTube Saints. We're live with DoctorRandomercam.
Standout visas
Woo!
like they're transit tickets.
That's absolutely right.
Just insert your credit card into this State Department kiosk, and you'll be welcome for at least one trip.
Too true, man. So I don't know about you, but I'm really excited for me going on vacation next week.
I'm also really excited for you going on vacation next week, Jeff.
Excellent.
It's going to be the highlight of my January.
Yeah, mine too. It's weird.
I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use this opportunity to put it on record that I got a very sort of like lukewarm, tacit like thumbs up from Jake to guest co-host. So I'm gonna hold him to it now because he kind of gave me a vague.
Yeah, I was harassing him on his Twitch stream, like right before we went live. I was just chatting him up and shit, and he's like, "Yeah, there's like only one thing that maybe might stop me from doing it, but that's really unlikely. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do it." So yeah.
No, see, no.
Yep.
Look, my planning, perfect as always.
Absolutely. But I mean, if you're co-hosting with Jake, then it's official. We will become a complete left-leaning podcast.
I'm pretty sure we are
Yeah.
already.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, just because I mean I haven't called anybody a cuck in at least a month, so I'm pretty sure that's like part of the charter.
Well, it depends who you
to-
ask. If you ask the extreme control left, I'm pretty sure we're part of the alt-right, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I've been a Nazi ever since my bris.
Fucking shit. And no,
Done by Aldo Raines.
I have not glued hair onto my face. It actually is growing back. Thank fuck. Oh my god, I look so goofy with shaved face, man. Just awful.
I keep feeling like mine's just not coming back. I must feel like it was just like that last shave. It's like, oh, I guess you just didn't appreciate what you had, mister. And now it's like, yeah, you're gonna look like you're 15 for the rest of your life.
Mike, don't ever shave. Just don't ever shave.
Well, when I did when I shaved it into the Lemmy for the end of the November thing, I accidentally used a number that was a bit too small, so I ended up shaving all the way down to like a millimeter. I saw more of my chin than I had for a long time, and obviously after I'd used up the Lemmy in all its glory, I had to get rid of it because you can't go walking around with a Lemmy these days. You'll draw attention to yourself.
Yeah.
So I had to shave it all
was-
down to that, and that was practically clean shaven. That's the closest I've been to clean shaven in ages, and it does feel fucking weird.
Not
That was
to mention cold.
that
Yeah.
Lemmy was pretty fucking glorious.
It is.
By the way.
It is cold. Like, I mean, you always remember. Oh yeah, I know my face is really cold, but then you experience it. You're like, my face is fucking freezing. Like, how do clean shaven people do that? That's terrible. God damn.
Yeah, fortunately, it just hasn't been cold around here, so I haven't had to deal with that. It's like people are bitching about that song, "Baby, It's Cold Outside," and I'm like, we just need to update it for New England. It's like, baby, it's a balmy 45 degrees in January outside. Yeah.
The
Well, I mean,
Canadian version, baby, close the fucking door.
Oh, baby, it's a realm outside.
I need to fix that one other scene. So you guys bants. I got to do this damn thing.
Oh, how was your nap, Mike? I took one too.
It was good. I was worried that I wouldn't wake up in time because my sleeping cannot be predicted at the moment. I'm sleeping like a cat, basically, as in 3 times a day, at no given time.
Oh, Trout in the chat saying shit. They started on time. That is not true, and I will deny it if it's repeated.
We actually were 1 minute late. We were 1 minute late.
Say we're keeping things 100.
Well, usually people are like, "Oh, it's late. It's fucking late, riot and shit." And like, usually when they say that, like, we're actually not late, and I don't really know what the fuck they're talking about. But
yeah,
I
well,
don't know.
when people are upset that we're late, I'm just wondering. It's like, have you ever seen this show before? as long as it's within 15 minutes of start time, it's on time. If it's 20 minutes late, then it's slightly early.
Fuck happened to this thing? God damn it!
I'm working on the Massachusetts transit system scheduling here on this one. So
excellent.
Anytime I'm down to see Vernaculus, he's still like, yeah, man, you could like totally catch a bus back to the station. Wait, no, you refuse to do that on principle. It's like, yes, because I damn near missed my flight to Phoenix thanks to them telling me, oh, well, this bus is out of order, but I'll tell you what, $25 will drive you there. Like, does it become a taxi when you shut down? This is the strangest Uber ever. Where's my water?
Dude, everything about traveling to and from Phoenix last year was absolutely a fucking nightmare. Just god awful. Absolutely god awful. I mean, I told you about what happened to me, right? Like I wanted to go I wanted to go a day early, so I was willing to pay extra for another ticket to go early, thinking I'd still be able to use my return ticket. But then when I went to go and try and go home, they were like, actually, no, both those flights totally got canceled. You don't get your money back. Now you have to buy another ticket to get home. I spent like $800 to get to that fucking convention. It's crazy.
Yeah, I remember that sucked for you on the way back. I think the worse than that was my flight to VidCon when it was like, yeah, I'll take Spirit Air because it's cheap just to buy a ticket. But then apparently, like, they charge you for oxygen and shit on that flight. And it's like, are you enjoying your Home Depot bucket of a seat? It's like, I thought you meant real bucket seats. No, you're flying on the cheap. Welcome to Spirit Air.
Yeah. Spirit Air is like the Greyhound of like airlines.
I've noticed
it's still amazing.
For whatever reason, it seems to be easier and better quality and even quicker to get a plane from London to anywhere in the USA than from anywhere in the USA to anywhere in the USA. Because you get sort of dicked about, don't you? You get sent east and then south and then west to a whole bunch of airports because that works out cheaper somehow. But if you get just direct London to whatever city, you tend to just go straight there because they don't want to fuck about with international flights.
If you want to go from Eugene to Las Vegas, which Eugene is north and west of Las Vegas, you have to get into the Eugene airport, fly north all the way up to Seattle, and then all the way back down. It's just the most batshit stupid fucking flight plan. It makes no sense.
My favorite was the first time I flew. First time I went to DC, like direct flight out of Boston, easy peasy, right? They fly me back. They're like, well, first you have to go to Jacksonville. Well, all the way down to Jacksonville. Yes, and then you'll have a layover in Atlanta before flying back to Boston. Like, how is it cheap? Never mind. Then the great thing though, the other budget airline that we booked on the way back from VidCon ended up being Alaska Air, and I'm expecting because it was roughly the same price of the ticket. I'm like, this is going to be another dog shit like Greyhound experience. We get on the whole plane looks like a fucking nightclub. It's just like blue LED lighting and shit. We sit down. There's like, it's free movies. You pop this little remote control phone thing, looks almost like a Nintendo Switch out of the arm, and not only can you call for drinks or whatever, which turned out to be free, but then it also has a thing where you can pick random seats in the plane and send them text messages. So after several whiskeys, I got very friendly with the strangers in the different rows, asking, how's your dad? How's he been? It's been a while.
I give that 3 months before people start getting accused of harassment. Which is probably an even bigger deal on a plane, right? Because that's terrorism then.
So one of the worst one I ever flew on, even worse than Spirit, is called Allegiant Air. Allegiant Air, like, okay, this is how
like
fucking.
The film?
Nah, this is so sketch because not only it's super cheap, it's super cramped. The whole plane rattles and sounds like a piece of shit. It's obviously like the leftovers from other airlines who don't really want to risk it anymore. But once you're in the air, they then, and I'm not fucking around, they then try to sell you timeshares. That's not made up.
Plane.
On the plane, you can't get away. You can't escape. You're there for 2.5 hours, and they're gonna tell you all about how you could afford a timeshare. Really, no, you could afford it. Even on your limited budget.
Screen. Like little screen flips down. It's like, we noticed you're going to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
No, the waitresses, the fucking stewardesses and stewards. They start like trying to sell you on fucking timeshares.
Oh wait, hang on. Are you actually poverty shaming these poor flight attendants for trying to get a side gig going? You know, it's like that you show up on the airline. It's like, I got tuition to pay. So have you heard of Avon? It's a great service.
Oh my god!
You can just buy in a prepaid legal all of a sudden. It's like, can I sue this airline with it? Once you pay your premium, yes.
What exactly is the property we're talking about? Like, you're sitting in it now. Or the plane itself? Yeah, it just works out cheaper if you all just stay on the plane and timeshare
it. Yeah, just willing to fly this same flight once a year.
All I'm saying is I refuse to fly Allegiant anymore because I'm pretty sure with the current rate of things going with that airline and how more blatant they are, pretty soon, like, you're gonna get on, they're gonna buckle you in forcibly, and then there's just gonna be people in the fucking aisle trying to sell you oranges and shit. Like, I'm just over it. I don't want to deal with it.
I could, it's a funny sort of thing though. Like, statistically, flying is the safest form of travel.
Sure.
I'll get on a shitty, rattly plane, and I'll just drink myself to sleep just so I can, so that my body's limber when we make contact with the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got no problems buying a $10 Greyhound ticket out of a Chinatown line where you get on and there are people with chickens on their laps.
Oh, sure.
And like that great one from Philly when like I'm heading from New York to Philly, and like this massive thunderstorm comes in and the defogger hasn't worked in who knows how long. So while we're still doing 70 and hydroplaning, you see the driver just with a towel just doing one of these on the window every 30 seconds. Oh, there we go. You're fine. Stay calm. Like, oh boy. Okay. I'm glad I bought all of this whiskey before I left. It'll be gone before I arrive. But if I arrive, it's still a victory.
But then we don't see the cockpit of the plane where there's presumably coke and hookah parties going on.
That's the worst part about 9/11 is they close those parties off to us passengers.
Oh God, Mike, do you ever fly sober? Because I refuse to.
I'm sober by the time I get on the plane, and then I scull as much free wine as I can. But I still can't sleep on planes, so it's all kind of pointless.
Oh God.
Although I haven't been on a plane since I discovered Valium, I might have to sneak some of that on next time I get on a plane.
Oh yeah.
Or just sneak it on in my body.
I was thinking you were meaning like I haven't been on a plane since I've discovered Valium. I've taken plenty of flights, but I can't recall them enough to say that I was actually there.
I didn't get on any planes last year. I wanted to see if I could get through the year without going abroad, and I managed it. Woo! I'm going to do it. I'm going to make more effort this year to actually get out and about.
It's part of the the big challenge. This YouTuber types, it's big celebrities. Like we're getting to that Jay-Z level, and I'm like, I'm gonna go a year without being a jet setter. Watch me.
Yeah, because I still don't feel like that word suits me. Like,
I'm not very.
I worry about anyone who feels like it does suit them. To be honest.
Which word?
Jet setter, darling.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Well, you know what? I will say my buddy Ian is kind of a jet setter. For his job, he's a specialty mechanic for a very specific type of machinery. So every Monday he goes to the airport, gets on a plane, and then every Friday he's flying back. So he flies every week for work. He's kind of a jet setter, I guess. But I mean, it's for a job.
I'll be right back. I gotta go holler at a particular
Empress?
Gamer. Filthy gamer type.
Ew. Better watch out. They're rising up, I hear.
Go home, gamer girl.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, this dude, he's been doing this for so long now. They have and he flies the same airline every time. So there's these tiers of how much you've flown and the perks that you get. Now, he doesn't pay for any alcohol, no matter what the flight. He automatically gets bumped to first class if there's any open availability. He gets like the captain's lounge at every airport. We can go and get a free
I wondered
massage.
who it is who's filling those seats, because every time you go in, you see that every one of those seats is full, and you think, is there really that many rich people? Like, there's almost half as many rich people as there are economy class people.
All right.
But I think, yeah, it's mostly complimentary seats, isn't it? It must be.
I think a lot of them are. A lot of them are for people who fly with them so often for work that they just automatically get bumped up anytime there's space. Yeah. Pretty sure. I mean, have you ever flown first class? I've only done it once.
No.
Oh, it's nice. It's really nice.
It looks nice. They make us walk through it to get to economy class.
Yeah, we got to do the walk of shame.
Wave in front of our faces. Look, this is how the upper class live.
Well, see, that's
now,
why I always thought.
Fuck off to the pigeon seats.
Yeah, that's why I always thought it was really mysterious, though, because when I was a young kid, we flew on a 747 to Hawaii for my grandparents' 50th wedding anniversary, and I was so little I didn't really get a chance to enjoy it. But you never got to see first class. They kept us isolated, and I thought that was so weird because usually you could at least see what all the rich people got to get. But on that 747, man, no, plebeians have to go in through a different door or some shit. I don't know. It's crazy.
Use the service entrance around the side, please, sir.
I never got to see what the smoking section looked like before that disappeared.
Yeah,
into the realms of legendary mythology.
Well, I've been in first class once, and it was, I mostly got to appreciate it. What should have been a 4-hour flight turned into like 13 hours just because of delays and, oh, this flight's canceled, you're gonna have to take this one. Oh, that one's canceled, here's another one. So I just sat in the bar in Detroit, just getting slowly more and more shit-faced as I got updates on my phone about when my new flight was. Finally, I look and I'm like, oh shit, they're boarding. They're done boarding now. I better run. Right across the way. Didn't even notice I was aisle A2. So I'm the last one on the plane, and then I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, I get the deluxe lazy boy seat. Free drink, hot towel, bothering rich people the whole way back. Just do you guys, are you seeing this? Oh my god, this luxury, right? And they're like, oh, shut up, please. Flight attendant's like, we're gonna need you to keep your voice down. I'm like, okay, hey guys, have you seen how these things recline? It's great.
Sir, please stop making orgasm sounds. Dragon of the West says, if Nick has the best hair on YouTube, who's got the best beard? He tosses his vote towards Bunty King. I was gonna say Ricky Berwick probably beats out Bunty for his beard. I don't know. What are you guys' votes?
Is he the what's the PC word?
Goblin.
Or is that? It's that guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got a majestic beard. All 7 hairs of him.
Shit. I'm trying to think of one that's not dated at this point, because I could say something like Francisco Ramsey, but
come on.
it's 2016 came, or 2017 came and went. Oscar
Jungel.
Oscar, yep. Jungel's. It's not a great beard. It's not, but it's very Swedish.
It is. It's very Swedish. It's as much as he can grow. What about you, Mike?
Oh, then PewDiePie. If we're going for Swedish YouTubers with beards, then I'm glory supporting. I'm licking arse all the way up.
The best beard goes to T-Series. What the fuck? now we need to crusade some more.
Beardbarian does have a majestic beard. I'll give him that. Lord and Lady Arcturus, a wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. Very true. Letols Velostal says, I met Mike in Gold Coast, on the Gold Coast, one time, and inevitably spurged out. I bragged about it to this day. I love you, Mike. Don't make it weird.
Okay. I'll make it normal.
But
you don't know what my normal is, do you? My normal could be your weird. It probably is.
Citron says, Shaved Jeff is fucking terrifying. Never pull that shit again. Also be careful when talking about something as disturbing as Chris Chan's weird taint wound. People will be compelled to seek it out. Ah, you did. And yes, now you people know. Ha ha ha, blame Jeff. Yeah, don't Google Chris Chan's weird taint wound.
Don't Google taint wound.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's
It's,
like, well, I
it's
mean,
his beautiful
there's
vagina.
levels. There's levels, Mike. There's levels you see. Like, there's the ordinary, like, wow, that's, it's sort of like gore porn shit. Where you're like, whoa, another reason to never have anyone with a sharp object near my grundle piece. And then you're like, oh, good God, it gets worse.
Ugh.
Did it chafe while you were chasing that GameStop employee?
I've ever seen two girls, one taint wound. Oh, it's classic.
It's classic. Oh my God. I mean, what do you? I wonder. Well, no, I guess I don't really wonder. But
no, you actually do wonder. You just don't know if you want to admit it.
Yeah, that was kind of where I was going with it. Fucking one guy, one jar. I just have this horrific like mental image of that being Chris Chan. You know.
Stop the ass kissing.
I'm just slow. I'm like closely watching our viewer numbers now just to see. Oh, actually, they're going up. Keep it up, Jeff. Now let's talk about more gross grundle infections.
I'm good. JSC Hong says, Happy New Year. What's your resolution? Mine's to learn Chinese, master manga, and write a book of poetry. Pro tip, leftover bubbly makes a good pork glaze. Excellent. My resolution was to hit the gym. I did get a gym membership, and I've gone 2 days straight in a row. So I'm digging that. And no more gin. Ever. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, no more gin's good advice in general. Never mind the new year. Yeah, I've resolved to do fewer drugs, not less drugs, fewer. Because last year I did like 30 or something. I'm just gonna do like maybe 25 this year. I'll just drop the crack in the GHB and I'll be fine.
Fucking GHB.
Try everything once.
Yeah, you don't do GHB. GHB does you.
Well,
it's like you're gonna end up like, it's like, yeah, fewer drugs. I'm going to do more of the ones I found that I like.
Exactly.
And experiment less with the ones I don't. Although I do hope we get it. What was that? What was that thing last year? It was like it was some kind of like DMT video you made or something.
Well, like, I've made several videos after my first DMT experience. Not that I would ever do anything illegal, kids. I'm making all of this up.
It's all a character. It's
yeah,
all a character.
Yeah, it was all done. It was all done in the Netherlands, where it's compulsory for tourists. Like, oh, I'm here. I've heard they have lovely gardens and LSD tabs everywhere. Yes.
Look, all I'm saying is, people say GHB is a date rape drug, but every time I've done it, I've just fallen asleep. I don't get laid at all.
Falling asleep and woken up masturbating. It's like, it's true.
Not choking on my own drool, more like. What about you, Nick? Any resolutions?
I'm trying to stay out of the bar.
Yeah.
Not like completely. Just fewer trips there. Because it's expensive, and every time I leave, I'm like, why did I do that? And then also I notice I can compare like a single bar tab to one trip to the liquor store and be like, why did I do that? So, yeah. I want to end this year asking myself that question slightly less than I'm accustomed to.
Okay, so I need to send Mike something real quick before I read this next one. So I actually have to take both of you off. Boop. Give me one
the my
second.
circle.
Yes, the my circle.
Let's see. Papa Geed says his goal is to build a Tandor and pony cart by the summer, and yes, out if my friend's family myth is possible. Needless to say, it involves a lot of .543 caliber ball rounds.
Oof.
Huh.
So Larry Kubiak came in with the 50 bones, and he says, that made of Roy Purdy has the best beard. Also, feel free to ignore me completely for copyright reasons. Well, it's true. We did get hit with copyright quite a bit last episode, but I mean, I fixed it and it's up. So who gives a shit? It's fine.
I think it was it was funny too because it was specifically VAP that hit us, and I'm wondering if like they just didn't, if they felt like it was salt in the wound for having lost lost the band to Warner Brothers.
It wasn't just VAP. It was also that second song that Scalandor or something like that. I can't remember what it was that we watched right after it.
Scrata do the hormone.
Scrata do the something. Yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, let's check this out. If we got that up. Oh, and that's the wrong fucking transition. God, I am not on the ball
Mike,
tonight.
do you have the My Circle open, Mike?
Pardon?
Oh, I sent you a link in Skype.
Oh, right, yeah. I thought you were asking a sort of personal question.
Oh, Corpiclani. That's what it was. Corpiclani. So we got hit for
Which
both of those. I had to take
really
a chunk of like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was like a Norwegian Dropkick Murphys song. It was good.
Yeah, it was really good. But then, dude, so what? The other thing that was bizarre was on my last Wingnut Roundup, we had I had a contest for who was the Wingnut of the year, and when I announced it, I played "You're the best around, nothing's ever gonna keep it down" for like 6 seconds. Copyright claim. Like, yeah, I'm gonna fight that one. Fuck you.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so the context of this is Larry Kubiak thinks that this mate of Roy Purdy has the best beard. So let's check this out. Oh, we'll definitely get claimed on this one.
As long as somebody says something every 6 seconds, we'll be fine.
Oh,
ooh,
that I can already see that is a. I mean, I'm just glad he's dressed like that and smiling, because otherwise I'd half expect him to be like, killing infidels.
Yeah. I can also mute the sound on my end, or at least like turn it way down, and that'll probably help a bit. But like, yeah, it kind of looks like a goofy ass Waldo. I don't know. Oh no! God damn it! They have to start doing fucking Fortnite dances immediately. What the fuck?
Oh my God, we are so gonna get sued by Carlton from Fresh Prince now. It's gonna be the defining thing of 2019. Instead of just getting demonetized, you get sued by celebrities for things that look vaguely like things they did in the 90s.
You get sued by Techno Viking.
Oh God, yeah, dude.
It's like responses. You're still alive?
Yeah, dude. If they floss, I'm turning this off though. I'm just saying that. Like, yeah. They're getting close. Is this in Hollywood? This is in Hollywood too. God damn it.
Yeah.
Is it in Portland by any chance? Because it looks pretty 90s.
No, that's definitely Hollywood. I can just tell by the fucking trees and the storefronts. That's definitely Hollywood.
I'd love for that. Well, I mean, this is prime YouTube these days, I mean, any one of these guys could ask a girl if like, oh, you got raped, they feel good though, and it'd still be like, you are gonna be on our rewind next year. Gosh.
He's asking if that's Bunty. Not everybody who's dark skinned is Bunty. Just.
So that is a pretty Bunty beard.
Well, the white guy.
Very Bunty beard.
Yeah, white guy's got a Bunty beard. Yeah. Please don't floss. I swear to God, it will ruin my whole night. To be fair, I also have been looking for a pair of those sunglasses. I like legit. I've wanted to find a pair of those.
I just can't believe there's a Supreme store. There's like a retail outlet for that overpriced garbage.
Holy shit!
Like they actually decide. Yeah, like it wasn't bad enough that kids are shell out like $400 for a T-shirt on the internet. They're like, oh, we opened a retail location. Why?
I want to look like a fast food worker as well.
When you go into, how like sometimes you go into a fancy store, they'll offer you refreshment or something. Like there's a boot store here in Eugene. It's all about like selling like really, really good high-end boots for truckers or lumberjacks and people like that. People who will pay $400 for a pair of boots that'll last them like 5 years. And when you go in, they give you beer. Like they're like, here, while we sit you down and like show you boots, have a free beer. It's pretty cool.
Have a gun while you're at it.
Yeah, well they sell guns in that store
American.
too.
And a brand new Cadillac. You get a brand new Cadillac.
They absolutely sell guns in that store too. It's really weird. I imagine when you go into the Supreme store, they immediately, oh, welcome to Supreme, and then spit in your face.
They just hit you with like they hit you with one of those money guns, except it's coupons for like Payless shoes.
Yeah.
Pleb.
Know your fucking place. And if you stay, then they're like, oh, I guess you can afford it.
It's like, well, they take abuse. Wow, they don't seem remotely self-aware.
Stop the ass
You
kissing.
belong here.
All right, let's finish this thing. Safe so far. Oh.
Stop the ass kissing.
It's just a prank, bro.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I guess we're safe. No flossing. I'm very thankful for that. If there's one thing I'm thankful for tonight, it's that.
Although I gotta say, I was right with Pewds. I didn't even watch that particular New Year's Eve special, but when I saw that clip of Ninja just going up in front of a crowd of New Yorkers, like, hey, everybody, it's just like YouTube now. Like, no, it's not like
You didn't see
YouTube,
that
bro.
clip?
Well, I saw the clip after it. I didn't watch during New Year's.
Okay.
I was busy watching Joe molest Anissian.
Oh yeah.
That night.
No, I mean, I just the whole idea of Ninja in Times Square trying to get people to floss. Like, nobody can floss if you've been in Times Square for New Year's. Nobody can floss because if they do, their adult diapers will slosh and spill down their pant legs.
Yeah, they're just like they'll accidentally like end up putting their hand up somebody else's ass because they're all like balls to butt crammed in that space while it rains, just so they can enjoy what we watch from the comfort of our homes.
Can you imagine what it would smell like? Oh my god.
Oh well, I mean, you've been to Times Square on it, but without like
No.
500,000 people packed in.
Nah, I've never been to Times Square.
It's got a fragrance. It's definitely. I mean, it's like the rest of New York. New York in general's got a very defined fragrance. In the like lower Manhattan, where it's still like looking all nice and pretty, and you've got shops selling like $1,200 sunglasses, it still smells like hot garbage and piss. And then you get up
Nice.
to like, you get to Times Square, and it smells like hot garbage, piss, and funnel cake. I'm like, oh,
Delicious.
that's a nice.
Cake, ooh.
It was the weirdest thing too. Is like you step off. Like I'm used to New Orleans, where barkers are like, "Hey, we got the best girls. Come on, they got the best hits. All this." You get to New York, you find these places. The barkers are for like literal underground comedy clubs. Not because the comedy's edgy or good, but because they're in basements. Like, hey man, come on in. You get 2 free drinks. Like, but you have to stay for this set. Is it that bad?
So
right off
barker,
of Times Square.
is that the word for the people who stand outside the store saying "Come on in here"?
Yeah, barkers. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we don't have those in Britain at all. Like I didn't see them until like the second time I went to Melbourne, I think, and just saw them outside the restaurants. And I'm like, yeah, because they literally don't exist in Britain, not outside restaurants or stores or anything. And might be because it's fucking cold, might just because we're miserable bastards by nature.
Just like.
Come in or
Yeah,
not,
it's
fuck
just
you.
Yeah, it's just here's our shop. Come in or fuck off. That's all.
Just gonna go over to I'm just gonna go over to England and just open like a sort of consulting business. It's like, would you like your retail establishment to be frequented more often? Hire these sad individuals for £2 an hour, and if anyone asks about the wages, just say, well, listen, the insurance premiums have been pretty high ever since the last 5 of them we put out in the street got stabbed for being annoying.
Or arrested for breach of the peace.
The most
Yeah, exactly.
the most amazing smell, I mean, god awful smell I've ever smelled in my life was in the heart of downtown Denver on a Saturday night, well, I guess Sunday morning, 3 a.m. Like, you ever see those World Star Hip Hop clips of like in the middle of and it was a Taco Bell. You ever see those World Star Hip Hop clips where like they're all these people are getting into a fight with the staff?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like dozens of people all fist fighting and shit. That's what it was. And like you walk in and it smells like the most amazing combination of Taco Bell shit, piss, and throw up. It was, whew.
So basically, it smelled like a Del Taco.
Yeah, it did. Actually. Yeah. Dragon West said, "If it ain't." Ooh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say like one of the things like comparing the cities because like Philadelphia is another town that has a very distinct odor to it. It smells like
I've heard it's sunny.
cheesesteak and it sometimes. Don't be fooled by Danny DeVito. That son of a bitch lies about everything. But no, it smells like cheesesteak and desperation in South Philly. And then you get to New Orleans, and it only smells depending on whether or not it's recently rained. If it hasn't rained in a while, then it smells like, hot garbage. And then you'll think the world is ending for about 10 minutes as torrential downpours come. And then you'll step outside and it'll look as though a team of street sweepers have been through to clean up the city, and you're like, oh, all the garbage is in the river now.
Oh,
that's fine. I can't see it.
Oh, fuck. That's disgusting.
What? Are you remembering it now?
I've never been to Philly.
New Orleans, I'm talking about.
Oh, New Orleans. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well,
the reason they don't have
the French Quarter smells like fucking ass.
Well, yeah, I mean, mid-city even, the whole city though. I love it because I don't think they have a public sanitation department. They just count on the weather to come and wash it all into the river.
Yeah. The whole place, even the nice parts, just smell like a fucking armpit because it's a bowl, and swamp. Yeah, it's a swampy bowl that's right in between a massive lake and the fucking Gulf, and yeah, every nasty stench just kind of lingers and rotates slowly inside this bowl and just stews. It's nasty.
And then you get used to it, and you just say you'll smell it, and you'll be like, anybody else hungry?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you seem to be describing the British weather in general there.
Delicious.
Yeah, except you increase the temperature by a solid 100 degrees, and then you maybe ratchet up the humidity to the point where if you swim hard enough, you can technically levitate off the ground for a few seconds before you drift back down through the muck and the mire that is the air in the city. It's not quite as bad as D.C. though. Honestly, I think Washington D.C. is one of those major beautiful cities that people go to, and I am consistently forced to ask why. That is a terrible place. Nothing good exists there. But it's our nation's capital, and it shows.
Yeah.
Whenever there's one of those officially made capital cities, whenever it's not just the biggest city in the country, it tends to be just a hive of scum and villainy of the political bureaucratic style. It's the same with Canberra in Australia. It's the same with a couple in Europe. I forget where.
Well, yeah. The thing is before it was incorporated into a proper city and long before it was the capital, DC was an army outpost, and it was considered a hardship post because it's a swamp. To build the city of DC, they basically just filled in a swamp and then built the nation's capital on top of it. And you can tell every summer because it gets so thick, and the air itself is just thick, not just with the scent of corruption and villainy, but just with just foulness. It's like a pile of diapers is on fire somewhere, trying to compete with the burning tires. And then you get to the reflecting pool, which is, when I see Forrest Gump jump into the reflecting pool to get to Jenny, I know he needs a tetanus shot.
Yeah.
I got that sense from the LA air as well. Now that might just be because it's hot, and it might be because it's LA and it's half smog. But yeah, I'm not used to sort of going outside and it being considerably hotter than it is inside. Because the air it's like walking through butter if you're not used to it.
It's a convection oven. Yeah.
And it's smelly. Yeah, LA is very smelly at times, depending on where you're at. Some places are actually pretty nice, but yeah, it can be stinky.
I'll say after having been there twice, I've spent a total of 2 weeks in LA, and now I understand why all of my actor friends are I would sooner quit the industry than move back to that fucking awful town. It's bad, dude.
I like to visit. I really love visiting LA, but no, I would never live there. Fuck that. No way.
Stop the ass.
Let's see. Dragon of the West says, if a taint wound equal a snatch, does that make Chris Chan the world's first futanari YouTuber? According to her, yes. Yes.
I think we need to defer to Dankula on that one.
Yeah, that's true.
He's kind of the expert on that, yeah.
He is. Frankly, my dear, says, can't stay long. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thanks, buddy. You too. Azure Phoenix, to offset the loss of income due to copyright claims, RIP monetization. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Dragon says, Jeff, they're probably in Westwood or Santa Monica, aka Beverly Hills adjacent. I recognize the street as my job often takes me to West LA. Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess so. That Roy Purdy clip. And then Alexander Chaparro says, will Destry, aka Captain Desdes, ever be on the YouTube Saints? I haven't asked him. He and I have made a couple of plans to hang out the past few months that just don't work out with our schedules. But I would like to. I am trying to get another collaboration going with him, and then it would be really nice to get him on the show. He's a great dude.
I don't even know who that is, so I'll just say maybe.
He used to do work with Shane Dawson way back in the day. He now does his own channel, What the Fuck News. He's got a lot of subscribers. I think he's got 1 million, maybe 2. Yeah, I don't know.
So it's one of those smaller channels then.
Well, he covered Jilly Juice, and when he covered Jilly Juice, he actually like drove down here and interviewed me about it. And he's a really nice guy. He's cool.
I'm really curious, Mike. Have you picked up on the Jilly Juice story yet? Are you familiar with this?
I'm in the dark here. Fill me in.
Oh God.
Jeff?
And then tell me what you're talking about.
So that was kind of the thing that really like shot me up. Was I started covering this woman named Jillian who believes if you drink a fermented cabbage and salt water drink with like a dangerous amount of salt in it, it'll regrow your arms, regrow your limbs. It can cure the AIDS, cure cancer, make you live forever, and cure homosexuality.
Okay.
And so I started making videos on her, and that's why I got invited on Dr. Phil to confront her, and then it just kind of went ape shit after that. So, yeah. Yeah, and I'm going to have another video on her coming out here pretty soon, too, because...
Holistic medicine. Because it makes your holes leak.
I had to make another one, too, because she has this brilliant quote. She's like, if Jilly Juice is a real thing, then obviously there has to be something in these 9/11 conspiracies, right? You're like, and the best part is there is no further context I can give you for that quote because that's all there is.
I mean, I'm kind of sad because, like, here's the things too. Like the fun thing, like, so when you go on her protocol, which is just drinking this salty cabbage water. And it's one of these, like, you need to get up there until you're drinking, like, 2 gallons a day, and that's when it can cure your cancer or some shit. But when you start to get the explosive diarrhea, which will result, and the dehydration, which results as a result of drinking this, that's not diarrhea. Those are called waterfalls, and that's a sign that it's working. Your body is expelling all of its necessary fluids out your anus to cure you.
And then you go through what we call the arid period. That's where all the toxic water leaves your body until you become a husk of perfect chi.
That's right. Yeah, no, it's just weird because she has a cult of people who drink a dangerous amount of salt to force themselves to have violent diarrhea, and then they also take pictures of their shit, of the weird shit that comes out of them. And share it with each other and claim that that's proof of their parasites that they're pooping out of their body. It's amazing.
Now, funny thing is, if you use a VPN and you set it to Berlin, and then you have Google auto translate all the comments into German, it makes slightly more sense, but it's still unhealthy.
It is.
Well, foodies are a thing. Yeah. If foodies are a thing, then it's only a matter of time and people before the opposite of foodies are also
probably not a good time right now. No, we're live right now, but you go to bed.
JSC Hong says Buffalo and Rochester rules. We have chicken wings and snow. That does actually sound pretty awesome, to be honest. And Fiatra Dalia. Corporate Clan are a Finnish, not Norwegian nickname, means the clan from the woods, according to my friend from Helsinki. Great band, though. Beer is my favorite tune. It's a damn good song.
Stop the ass kissing.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and one Canuck says, it's not diarrhea. It's true. It's waterfalls. My apologies. Let's do some news.
I love it. Yeah, actually, well, it's because one Canuck actually shared it. I almost wanted to use it for news on this show, but so I used to live in a town called Keene, New Hampshire, a little tiny college town out by the border of Vermont. Very progressive. Mm-hmm. But so there was some woman wanted to open a Vietnamese noodle shop, a pho shop actually. and it's spelled PHO. So she called it Faux King Keen. Yeah, that's clever.
Faux King.
The city, this city came down with the wrath of God to get her to take this one sign out of her window, even saying like, "You didn't get a permit for that sign. We're gonna shut your business down." So, New Hampshire, you almost made it. Honorable mention in tonight's news, but instead we got real mess.
All right,
is that officially on the books for you get a permit for a sign that looks like it might be a swear word but isn't?
Could be. I mean,
see the legal wording of that exactly.
Fucking
this city actually had a series of records because they'd have annual pumpkin fests around Halloween where they just like litter the city with jack-o'-lanterns and count them out. And they kept making records until the Connecticut-based college kids decided to just start a riot for funsies. Like they rioted, turned over cars, and burned shit for fun. And it's like, wow, Keene's finally in the national news. So glad I don't live there anymore.
All right, so let's get to the news. Nick, go ahead and start reading this one. I got to refill my tea.
Well, he's refilling. Yeah, so this one is a fun one. You know, it's just some lighthearted shit. Saudi prosecutors seek death penalty as Khashoggi murder trial opens. You gotta love it when you're so dedicated to your PR team is just so dedicated they recommend murdering your own state assassins just to prove that you're dedicated to justice. Saudi prosecutors sought the death penalty for 5 of the 11 suspects accused in the killing of Jamal Khashoggi. None of them is the prince. Damn it. On Thursday, as the trial began in Riyadh. The trial comes 3 months after the Washington Post columnist and the Saudi royal family insider turned critic was killed and allegedly dismembered at the consulate in Istanbul. We don't need to say allegedly. I think we're pretty certain it happened.
Yeah.
According to the Saudi public prosecutor, Turkey has not responded to requests to turn over relevant evidence in the case, SBA reports. I need to love that. You got a whole government system like, we are going to protect our prince from ever being held accountable for the awful shit that he ordered to happen. And damn you Turks for not giving us that evidence so we can make it disappear. Bastards. Turkey has repeatedly called for the culprits to be prosecuted under its laws. Saudi prosecutors first announced their intention to seek the death penalty in November. They allegedly killed Khashoggi. They alleged Khashoggi was tied up and injected with an overdose of a sedative that killed him. Then his body was dismembered and removed from the consulate by 5 people and given to a local collaborator who turned them into kebabs. That last part
Jesus Christ.
Editorializing. The Saudis have presented shifting stories about Khashoggi's fate, initially denying any knowledge, before arguing that a group of rogue operators, many of whom belonged to Saudi Prince Mohammed bin Salman's inner circle, were responsible for the journalist's death. After that, they kept saying, "Who's it? Who? No, I'm sorry, bro. I don't know him. You got the wrong number, man. New phone. Who it is?" Saudi General Attorney later acknowledged Khashoggi was killed in a premeditated murder. Riyadh has maintained that neither bin Salman nor King Salman knew of the operation to target Khashoggi. They were all too busy looking out for the human rights of the Yemeni people. U.S. officials, however, have said such a mission, including 15 men sent from Riyadh, could not have been carried out without authorization of bin Salman.
Okay.
Then it goes on to talk about the body bags being pulled in,
right,
rehashing the story.
Okay.
It's one of the world's most dangerous places to be a prince, man, I tell you.
It's one of the weirdest things.
Very unfair.
One of the weirdest things for me about this story.
The fake news.
I was 100% sure. 100% sure that they were never going to have anybody prosecuted. Like they wouldn't arrest anybody. They'd just be like, yeah, well, we know who did it, but we just can't find him. But I guess they do have somebody who they're going to prosecute, I guess.
Well, it's called they're called fall guys, Jeff.
True.
That's what these guys are. I mean, I love it because and you know it's this is how you know I love this sort of lazy tyrannical government shit, you know, when they're so comfy in their power and they're so used to like, oh yes, I lopped the bitch's head off because she, you know, failed to dust one of my Fabergé eggs, rotten kefir. But they go from no, he's fine. He's on vacation. He's in Fiji now or some shit like that to ooh, something may have happened, we don't know, to, okay, he may have been killed but not here, to, okay, he was killed here but it wasn't us, to, okay, he was killed here by a group of professional Saudi assassins, but we had nothing to do with it. Nothing. We welcome criticism.
Bin Salman did
It's all this fake news. All of this fake news. This very unfair journalists with the fake news reporting on this Khashoggi person.
We will buy your newspaper, and then your news will be not so fake. we will manufacture the true news so that you do true news from now on.
With all the money that the Saudi royal family has, you think that they would be able to pull this conspiracy off without fucking it up this bad? There's nobody in the world who doesn't know exactly what the fuck happened. Well, that has watched the news at least. So I don't know. I don't know how somebody that rich can fuck this up that bad. It's weird.
Well, I think it's it's that classic hubris thing. I mean, if you come from a long line of like royal princes and shit, and in your country, like, if you want, you can just abduct someone off the street and like, just empty their entrails on your fucking mink carpet floor. And the worst thing people will say was, "Oh, that was a really nice carpet." I'm not surprised they fucked it up. I mean, they get away with anything. I mean, shit, they even had the U.S. president being like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to do anything about this. There's a lot of money on the line here. We're gonna sell them guns."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, they're just accused of a vicious, brutal murder of somebody in a consulate there. We should sell them guns. They need more guns. That's good thinking. Yeah. So I'm not surprised they think they can get away with it. Of course they do. They think they can get away with anything because they can.
Yeah, at least in that part of the world. It's fucking crazy, man.
Well, they could. I mean, like, what is Turkey really going to put up a fight? Like, yeah, the U.S. and like Europe is just going to be like, well, listen, Saudi Arabia, we know you're all fucked up and all this, but yeah, well, we're siding with Turkey on this one. I don't see it happening.
There's only one reason that anyone's giving any lenience to Saudi Arabia, and it's thick and it's black and it's in the ground. I'm trying to think of a punchline to that gag, but no, oil. I'm talking about oil.
I was trying to think of one too.
Well, I mean,
but yeah, as soon as the oil runs out and they run out of like stockholds they can buy in like the Independent and in Twitter and all sorts of shit, then we're no longer going to have to capitulate to shit they want, and they're going to sink back into the ground. This is why we don't need to declare war on Saudi Arabia. We just keep using up all their oil, and then they're fucked. Then they got nothing.
Oh, so you think like you think like buying the new Hummer, it's not just an act of patriotism for your own nation to keep its economy going, but also a strike against the Saudis.
Well, they have this fallback where they have to make sure they give to charity and give as much alms as possible to the less fortunate. It's the third pillar of Islam, in fact, to look after the less fortunate. But they've been spending all their money on buying stocks in Twitter and shit and building huge, great dock-off towers. It's not going to go well because you didn't uphold the middle goddamn pillar, guys.
Look at what the fuck does it say when DoctorRandomercam is a better Muslim than the Saudi royal family? I mean,
fuck.
Beard notwithstanding.
I'm better at all y'all's religions than all of y'all.
Oh man, yeah. So I mean, like that's pretty much the sum and total of the update on Khashoggi. Which I mean, it's an important story, obviously, but I guess they actually got a couple of people to take the fall, 5 people to take the fall. So,
well, they got 11 people to take the fall, and they're saying they're going to put 5 of them to death. So,
it's actually further down in the article. It says all told, 12 people were arrested, and 6 officials have been removed from their positions, according to a prosecutor. But I guess
that's a lot of fall guys.
That's a lot of fall guys. Yeah, crazy.
I almost feel like making some kind of weird like Ocean's 11 spoof about it now. It's like, how can
call it Fallout guy?
Yeah, well, I mean, then we get sued by Bethesda to make up the losses on Fallout 76. Nobody wants that.
All right, Giovanni Liviana says, Jilly Juice cultist photos are like those people taking pics of odd things they vomit and claiming they're demons. Mike sing Only a Gamer for us.
That song's 6 minutes bloody long, and I need a guitar and preferably some drums. And it's a Tim Minchin song anyway, so go watch the Tim Minchin original.
No, not only that, we'd end up getting an auto DMCA takedown from the DoctorRandomercam channel.
No, I think you have to apply for that. They don't just do it automatically, and I haven't applied for any such thing. Although I did finally take a look at that option they have to see. They give you a graph of which videos on YouTube have copies of your content, partially or fully. There wasn't that much. Just a couple that I'd actually encouraged people to mirror. And yeah, that was it.
That was a good song.
All right, let's see. Brocker
I
says,
love this next.
why pray the gay way when you can just pee it out of your ass, drink this salty sewage water called Jilly Juice, and enjoy the porcelain ride? You'll no longer be gay because you'll be too busy trying not to fucking die.
Yeah.
That's fucking Jilly Juice for you, man.
If you want people to take their health seriously, you need to put them on the brink of death.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I'm shitting my intestines out. No, you don't have intestines left. They were dissolved by the salt.
All right.
Oh, boy.
So here is the next article. Go ahead, Nick.
Oh, this one I love. This one was fun. Phoenix woman sent date 159,000 text messages, threatened to turn his kidneys into sushi, say police. Oh, get the fucking... There we go. A Phoenix woman reportedly sent a man...
That is one of the fairer headlines, because this story came out a few months ago, and quite a lot of these headlines read things like woman sent to jail for texting a man so and so times. Like she broke into his house. He found her in his fucking bathtub. This isn't just sending some text. She was breaking and entering and harassment and all that shit. But yeah, read a lot of the headlines. You think some innocent woman has been sent to prison just for sending a few innocent text messages to some guy. But yeah, we can read on.
That's typical MRA speak. Like, wants to hold a woman accountable for felony B&E. When we
wait until you see her right. Wait until you see the look on his face.
Oh God, I love it. Yeah, according to police, Phoenix woman sent a man she met on an online dating site over more than 159,000 texts. Can you imagine what her fucking bill looks like? Including one stating that she wanted to turn his kidneys into sushi. As a sushi chef myself, I can say that millionaire kidneys, a little gamey. According to police documents obtained by Arizona Republic, Jacqueline Addis allegedly sent the man the messages over a span of 10 months. She had originally been accused of sending him more than 65,000 text messages, but the number was reportedly more than double that. The arrest records listed the woman as, quote, showing signs of mental illness.
You fucking say. What the shit?
You think... Yeah, she's basically like Hannibal Lecter with a kick at this point. Addis reportedly met the victim, a Paradise Valley man who was not identified, through Luxy, a dating site for millionaires. Oh, God, I wish we knew about that when we were doing Wednesday's show. The two went on one date, but Addis allegedly became infuriated and continued to pursue him. See, look, I think I'm starting to think he had it coming in this case, right? He clearly led her on, thinking that, there was marriage and alimony payments in the future, and then he just snatched that away from this poor woman who just wanted some kidney sushi.
Not to victim blame or anything, but guys, do stay away from thoughts. And stay away from dating sites because they're full of thoughts. Well, this is worse than a thought. I don't think we've got a word for this outside the DMC.
yeah, I'll leave that up to chat. I'm sure they'll come up with one. The two went on one date. However, the man, who is said to be the CEO of a skincare products company, was not interested in a relationship. And, her skin looks fine. I don't look... fishing for a discount. The man called police in July 2017 when he discovered AIDS parked outside his home. After he called police, AIDS allegedly started sending him threatening texts, including one that stated, "I'd wear your fascia and the top of your skull and your hands and feet."
Top O of first skull in hands in feet. Yeah.
She was using swipe.
Probably.
Yeah. See, if she just typed it out like a normal person, well, then this could have all been avoided. I'd make sushi out of your kidneys and chopsticks out of your hand bones. Another text read. It's like poetry.
The hand bones aren't long enough to use as chopsticks. It's stupid.
Maybe she's just got talents we don't know about. Maybe he should have gone on a second date and brought her to Benihana. Could have found out. In another,
just all you had to do was show an interest, dude, and she'd have run for the hills.
Yeah, right. Right now, like, you know, when this episode gets clipped out, I can already see like a furious incel army being like, it's always the millionaires who get the interesting ones. I don't get it. I'm gonna go Elliot Rodger on this bitch. In another text, she stated she wanted to wash herself in his blood, according to Fox 10. Okay. Oh, what I would do with your blood, I want to bathe in it, one text read, according to court documents. The man called police in April 2018 after surveillance footage from his home showed aides taking a bath in his tub while he was away on a trip. Whew, yeah. Paradise Valley police arrested aides and also discovered a large butcher knife in her vehicle. This is this is like a sequel to Stephen King's Misery, I swear, except instead of being a talented writer, he just has money. Which is, well, I mean, that's 21st century for you. She was later charged with first-degree criminal trespassing of a residential structure. Aides was released from custody but failed to appear in court. Yeah, that's great. You catch a woman, like, bathing in a man's home with a large butcher knife after reported texts about her wanting to bathe in his blood. It's like, well, she's not a flight risk. We'll just let the silly girl go. She just got a little mixed up in everything. She reportedly showed up at the man's place of employment in Scottsdale in May and said she was his wife, but was escorted from the building by officers. She was arrested at her apartment complex on May 8th after failing to appear to multiple court hearings. During interrogation, she claimed she would never hurt the man, saying something came over me when sending the threatening texts.
Mental illness.
Like a homicidal, homicidal rage, bit of cannibalism maybe. You know, we all have those Hannibal Lecter moments. When asked if she believed the texts were normal, she said she didn't. Well, right there, Your Honor. This woman's well aware of what she's not doing correctly. No, I don't think anything I say is normal. I understand now. I'm just quirky. Fucking Kathy Griffin.
I have unique personality traits. That's all.
I just sometimes get this anxiety that comes over me, and I just want to bathe in millionaire's blood. So, ma'am, are you a communist? No, I'm just looking for love like any other girl. She understood that the man did not want to be with her despite her thousands of texts. Quote, it's okay if that's how he feels, she said. Somebody else should love him. He has so much to love. He's so cute. I can't believe I scared him.
She said she wanted to bathe in his blood, use his hand bones as chopsticks, and sushi out of his kidneys. But I can't believe I scared him. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's what you say to babies, isn't it? You just say, oh, I just want to eat you up. And it's all cute when you do it. When you tell babies, I want to just bathe in your blood.
Right.
Like, it's cute when you tell babies you want to eat them all up, but if you keep it going another 20 years, it might get a little weird for them.
Yeah, people with a sense of boundaries understand this, lady. Understand where to take a metaphor and where to stop with it.
She's just a confused girl trying to find her place in the world. Now, she is being currently held at Maricopa County, which, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that like, what's his name, Sheriff Arpaio's county? So is she under the is Sheriff Joe? I believe so. Because if she's under Sheriff Joe, I'd love to see the kind of. It's like I'd put you in the kitchen, but I'm worried about how many kitchen workers I'd get back.
Yeah, no, he was the sheriff of Maricopa County. Wow.
Yep. Well, she's pleaded. She's being held with no bond, and she's pleaded not guilty to charges of stalking and criminal trespassing. Nothing about criminal threatening there, which her trial is slated to begin in February. I hope it starts on Valentine's Day.
That'd be wonderful. The beautiful irony.
It really would.
I sent a video through if you want to have a look at her speaking.
Oh, at
Oh
her
God,
speaking?
please, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Jeff, bring it up, bring it up.
Hang on. Yeah,
Skip to about a minute in. It's that one I've just sent you.
Let me grab this real quick. Copy link.
Oh, jeez. See, this is the thing I don't get. It's like, all right, well, actually, it makes sense. So the crazy bitches fishing for husbands on millionaire dating sites are this Food Network superstar, and yet for some reason, like whenever the teachers decide to bang, like the 13-year-old students, like they always like you throw some tattoos and like a slightly less depressed look in their eye, and they could be suicide girls.
Right. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at this. Here we go.
Dating as a Class 6 felony and harassment by communication, that is a Class 1 misdemeanor. Court's going to appoint a lawyer to represent you in this
Guess she's going to talk in a second.
Your next court date will be a status conference May 15th.
65,000 text messages. That's like
That's
next
it?
level stuff.
To me, it seemed like more.
65,000 text messages. She goes, "That's it?" I'm like, what the fuck?
Seemed like more than 65,000.
To me, yeah, that's
Isn't that kind of excessive?
love is an excessive thing.
Love is an excessive thing.
Oh yeah.
I love him so much.
I'm the person that discovered love.
I am the person that discovered love, she says. Okay. Okay. All right.
If you want
And just like Christopher Columbus, you murdered it and took its land.
Look at that fucking face, dude. I swear to God. What the fuck?
That's a great paused game, by the way, as
I
always,
know,
Jeff.
man. That's too fucking good. Holy shit. Yeah, no, that's wife material right there.
I think you'll find her
I
eyes
mean-
do that on every single frame.
Oh, such a precious creature. So
Cocaine is a
misunderstood.
hell of a drug, man.
Yeah.
So is crocodile apparently. A fucking bath salt. It's a bath salt romance. It's in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's coming next week on Lifetime. One woman's unrequited love, and how far she'll go to get her vengeance on the man who shot her down.
Mm-hmm. God damn, dude. Any more good zingers here?
I don't want to talk about those things.
I don't want to talk about those things. Jesus Christ, man. What the fuck? I love it.
It's like this. I really just I want to. You know what I want to see? I want to see Rainn Wilson in drag do all these lines.
Yeah.
I just want to see Dwight from The Office. Love is a hell of a
False.
thing.
I'm just in love.
It's like that episode in Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
Sometimes sacrifices have to be made. That's the nature of love. I'm honestly I'm falling for her just on that still frame there. So also orange really brings out the crazy in her eyes.
Yeah, dude, it absolutely does. I sort of got like I don't know, man. This woman is damaged. That is some freaky shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit, huh?
Yeah. All right. So.
God damn it! By the way, just can we get a round of applause for our mods?
Yeah.
Holding the fucktarded edgy boys at bay.
Well done.
We love you guys.
Yeah. I almost.
I mean, at this point, it's like a low res arcade game for them at this point.
Yeah. Too cute. All right. So, Dragon of the West says, so Jeffrey Dahmer's been reincarnated as a woman. What's next? Charlie Manson. Oof. Oh Jesus.
Ooh.
That would be Rose McGowan.
Rose McGowan. Oh, dude, she does kind of have those crazy eyes, doesn't she?
Thing is, I'm pretty sure Rose McGowan's like a vegan at this point. Just to, get away from all that pesky Me Too stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so she'd never eat a man's kidneys. Now, decorate her mantle with his intestines, different story.
Hashtag meat too.
Let's see. Anime Moon says twat or that one hoe over there. You are welcome, Nick. And hi, Doc. Larry Kubiak says, New Year's resolution with the 50 bones. Thank you very much, Larry. New Year's resolution, no more dumb vid requests. This is my notice to resign as meme lord. From now on, just support the donas as God intended. Last Saints that I'll watch from Brazil. R.I.P. my holidays. Much love to y'all. I'll see you back in Belgium. Hey, safe travels, Larry. We love you, buddy. Duels tossed a buck. Bitches be texting? Oof. All right. So let's see.
You know what it was? Is she probably came across one of those like just girly things Facebook posts, like where it's like, if he doesn't text you back, it's not because he can't. It's because he just does. No, it's not because he doesn't have the time. It's because he doesn't have the time for you.
That's right.
It's like, well, good luck checking the time on your phone when I'm eating off of your fingers.
So this is a little bit of good news. This one's pretty great, actually. I like this one.
Which one you got?
Let's get that one too. Bang. All right. So this next article is pretty great. Oklahoma Good Samaritan gives $10,000 to pay off students' school lunches. Which is pretty fucking badass. He's a Good Samaritan. All right. One man is on a mission to pay it forward in the community that raised him. Tom Kelly, 38, an Oklahoma City native, surprised Putnam County Public Schools with a massive donation of $10,000 to help pay off student lunch debt. It's just a way during this season to take burdens off the parents who can't afford lunches. It's no fault of their own, Kelly told Fox News. Not every school is subsidized here. We try to just alleviate as much as we can so that they can pay an electric bill or buy an extra gift. Kelly wanted to give back to the school system he is a product of, alleviating 1/3 of the school's student lunch debt, but he didn't stop there. The next day, he donated $1,000 to a low-income elementary school in the city, and the day after that, he donated $4,000 to Putnam City's Care Share Penny's Closet programs that provide Christmas gifts, coats, shoes, and more to kids in need. Kelly made the donations through his foundation, the Someday Soon Foundation, which he started a year ago after getting a second chance at life. 28 months ago, I was given a second chance at life when I decided to become sober. I decided the only way to pay back the chance I was given was to start doing the right thing, and the right thing is helping those in need. And if my story of sobriety can help someone else or inspire someone, then it's worth it, he said. This is an uplifting fucking story.
Yeah, it was also one I accidentally left on the format from last week.
Oh, really? Oh, well, fuck it, whatever, dude. It's a nice one. Just 1 year ago, he was serving pizza and hamburgers out of the trunk of his... We didn't read it last week, did we?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Then I'd feel real fucking dumb then. Just 1 year ago, he was serving pizza and hamburgers out of the trunk of his car to homeless people as his way of paying it forward. Today, they serve up to 1,000 homeless people every month. He chose the name Someday Soon Foundation to inspire others. Today might not be okay, but someday soon it will be, Kelly said. There's hope for you yet. That's a nice, heartwarming fucking article.
I thought it was appropriate for the holiday season, which is now past, so we can all get back to being bitter and shitty in a desperate attempt to please our internet daddies. Am I right?
Doesn't it remain the holidays until the 6th of January? Isn't there a 12th night thing going on? Oh wait, no one's even a Christian anymore. Even that guy apparently was a Samaritan.
Damn Samaritans! Like, well, listen. I mean, we've heard about that one good one, but do you know about the rest of them? They're fucking awful.
It'd be funny if that guy really is a devout Christian, and the papers kind of called him a Samaritan, and Samaritans are not Christians. That's kind of the point of the story. Jesus went, look, that guy's not a Christian. He's a Samaritan, and he's good. So you don't need to be a Christian then, Jesus. Eat my blood.
Well,
I didn't say that.
Wait,
I didn't say that.
I don't need, like, I know the term Good Samaritan just means like a random person, like, just trying to help people out in need. But was Samaritans like a specific group? Because I don't know.
Yeah. That was the point of. I think the point of the story is that Samaritans weren't thought of as good people, and that's why it was surprising that a Samaritan would do that. Although I might be making that up actually. But yeah, Samaritans were a group of people back in the day.
I can't recall now, actually, Mike. You might be. I think it was Mitchell and Webb who did a sketch on that, wasn't it? I wanted to say it was Monty Python, but I do remember. I think it was a Mitchell and Webb, that Mitchell and Webb look sketch where. Like, he's like, let me tell you about this Samaritan. Oh, the Samaritans. Ugh. No, I met a good one. I don't believe it.
I don't recall that sketch, but that sounds like Mitchell and Webb, yeah.
The Samaritans are an ethno-religious group of the Levant originating from the Israelites or the ancient Near East. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, I learned something today. That's nice.
Everything's either from Shakespeare or the Bible, man. I swear. Every little turn of phrase we have is either from Shakespeare or the Bible.
Pretty much, yeah.
No, that's what's one of the funny things too. I mean, like, what was it? The Mennonites, I think, were they the ones who God commanded to be slaughtered in mass? And it's like, oh yes, in the name, in the name of all that is good and holy, murder all of these people, all of
The
them.
Mennonites.
Now there was I know there was like a few tribes, but like we hear from the biblical stories, like the Old Testament biblical stories about like all these different tribes, and so many of them were just regarded as absolute shit just by birth, or they were commanded to be wiped out, to preserve the word of God. And just like we get to this day, it's like, oh, the Good Samaritan. That's the Samaritan is somebody who's good. Like, no, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is most of them were regarded as terrible, except there was this one good one who proved an exception to the rule. So, I'm kind of surprised. I'm kind of surprised we don't hear like the Richard Spencers of the world flouting those kinds of stories a bit more often. I guess there can be some good ones. That's fine, but we have the recipes.
So
let's kick them out.
So we need a book in the alt-right manifesto called The Good Nick. Bye, folks. I'll say it on my channel over and over again, but I won't say it on someone else's, just in case.
Giovanna Liviana says...
Screw my own optics, but other people's are important.
All optics are screwed at this point, man. Giovanna Liviana says Samaritans are the people of the northern kingdom, Israel, who weren't taken into Babylon like the people of the southern kingdom, Judah. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So they hit it. It's sort of like a charter school lottery in that sense. They're what the fuck did you do?
I didn't do anything.
What did you do?
Oh, I think Mike accidentally dropped. He'll pop right back in.
Oh, and now I'm just so much taller.
No, are you still in, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, weird. For some reason your video dropped. Oh well. If it pops back in, I'll
jiggled the wire.
Jiggle the wire. What's next? Oh yeah. All right, here we go. Oh shit! I still have fucking Depardieu's on the damn screen. Forgot to claim
What
those.
the fuck?
Yeah. Hang on. Where the fuck did that
go?
Oh, Gerard. There we go. Bam. All right. Next article. ACLU accuses Arizona high school of making students wear scarlet badge of shame. School officials defend the use of color-coded student badges and say it is not punitive. Okay. Guess that's... The American Civil Liberties Union is accusing an Arizona high school... Why is everything, like, fucked up happening in Arizona right now?
I think it's probably the heat.
Probably the heat?
It's kind of like... Well, it's like what my dad used to tell me about the Middle East is that, it's the same reason that all, like, the religions came out of there is because really all it was is a series of crazy people wandering out of the desert with sunstroke saying that they talked to angels, and then enough of them stood on high enough places that people were like, hey, he might be right. He's standing above the rest of us. And right now, they chop each other to bits, and they say, like, we're heading into the future by chopping each other to bits, and they don't have a lot of water, and it's very hot.
Well, I think once upon a time, that area wasn't all desert. It was... because that was the cradle of civilization, so to speak.
Okay, calm it down there, Al Gore, with your climate change talk, okay?
But yeah, that was just like humans like raping the land until there was nothing left but desert, and then they developed another religion to kind of cope with that, I guess. well, no, the Jews and the Christians developed a religion and then moved off into the slightly more lush climates, leaving this bunch of Arabs on their own going, shit, we're in a desert and we haven't got a religion. Let's make one.
All right. So the American Civil Liberties Union is accusing an Arizona high school of violating students' privacy rights and shaming them with a scarlet badge over grades. Students at Mingus Union High School in Cottonwood, about 100 miles north of Phoenix, wear badges around their necks every day on campus, red color IDs for freshmen and sophomores, and gray for juniors and seniors. This fall, upperclassmen who are failing classes are being forced to wear red underclass IDs, the ACLU said in a letter that claims Mingus Union is in violation of federal statutes on keeping academic information private. The district's Scarlet Badge policy, in which it publicly identifies and shames underperforming students, does not bear a rational relationship to a legitimate educational interest, according to a December 20th letter by Kathleen Brody, legal director for the ACLU of Arizona, to the district. The civil rights group cited a specific case of a third-year student, Jordan Pickett, and said other upperclassmen, too, have been hit with the requirement to wear the Scarlet Badge. The ACLU said it doesn't know exactly how many 11th and 12th graders are wearing the red badges. I mean, I guess I could see where their complaint is coming from. If they're getting shit grades and everybody knows they're supposed to have a gray badge and they got a red badge, then why are your grades such shit? But I don't know. When I was in high school, nobody actually gave that much of a shit about the grades. But I don't know. It's weird. Everybody was too busy fucking smoking pot and hanging out.
Honestly, when I was in school, we didn't have like ID badges either. Even though I get the point to it, it still strikes me as strange. Like if my high school had been like, you need to wear an ID badge, I'm like, you wait until you see what I do to this thing. Wait, I will find a way to reprint and relaminate it, and you will not like the names I put on it. But yeah, now they're color coding them. It's like, oh, upperclassmen, by the way, you're as dumb as the freshmen, and we want everyone to know. I just wonder, do you think they make exceptions for like the football team?
I don't know. That'd be interesting to find out. I mean, a lot of educational institutions, like they make a lot of concessions for their sporting programs, but they also get like a lot of money for it too.
Oh no! When I was in high school, like when I was in high school, there was an incident in which like one of the star football players during gym class whipped his dick out and tried to mushroom slap a girl, right, in gym class.
What?
Yeah. His name was Tommy. He was a bit of a brick shit house of a man, and he went up to this girl Valerie and whipped his dick out of his gym shorts and tried mushroom slapping her, and then sort of started chasing her around. He was said to have been expelled, but then he mysteriously showed up again, like about a week later after his suspension, and nobody could really figure out.
Promoted to gym teacher.
Oh no, you love.
Fuck.
You'll love this actually, because this is when I was in my battles with the administration over the whole you cannot wear long clothing or have your hair long because Columbine and we are scared. Well, I got called down to the office one of those days just for one of my random interrogations, which happen about 2 or 3 times a week, and I see Tommy sitting there and he's got a cassette, like a micro cassette recorder that he's walking around with, and basically like they let him back so long as he would walk around school snitching on anyone with contraband of any kind, and he'd just come and turn these tapes over to this administrator, and it was a good time. Yeah, so it's like, oh, you can actually try and sexually assault a woman, a girl in gym class, but because you play really good football and you're willing to snitch on your other students, all hail the rag. I mean, you're welcome back in school.
Jesus.
It's like that show White Collar, but not even blue collar, like red mid collar.
Well, I was thinking more the Man from the High Castle, but yeah, tomato.
Everybody's watching that show lately.
It's really good. That's why.
I'm gonna have to try and get back into it again.
It's fucking weird. Oh,
weird.
Yeah, no. Oh, fucking Habib's. I got Habib watching it. He's like, I don't know. I'm just like, just watch it. Just give the first 2 episodes, 3 episodes try. He sits through it. He messages me last night. He's like, I just finished season 1. I'm so confused.
Of course.
I'm like, yeah. It's only just begun.
Let's see. The district lawyer said a student's grade level is considered directory information and thus allowed under federal academic privacy statutes. The school district lawyer Susan Segal also wrote that color codes on badges are important because upperclassmen have greater privileges than underclassmen, including the right to leave campus for lunch. Okay. Thus, any characterization of the badges as a scarlet letter that implies the use of the color is punitive is misleading, Segal wrote. But the ACLU claims other 11th and 12th graders who have failed a class but are still on schedule to graduate are among those being forced to wear red badges. The school knows what it's inflicting on its students, and the fact that they don't care is quite alarming, ACLU Arizona spokesman Marcela Taracena said Friday. Regina G., who doubles as both the high school principal and acting superintendent of the school district, did not immediately return messages seeking comment on Friday. And the ACLU said it hopes to continue talks with the school district and avoid a legal challenge. Okay.
By the way, we got a super chat from another nobody saying message deleted. I like that.
Yeah,
I just honestly want to welcome all of our new viewers. I'm glad you guys actually evolved to like enjoy a show with some actual content. Welcome one and all. How you doing?
Let's see. Yeah. Message deleted. That's good shit.
I mean, honestly, too, it's funny as fuck though, because like people still think like the downvote button does anything. It's like, have you seen how the algorithm works in this? Have you?
Yeah.
Huh? I mean, At this point, yeah, it's like, okay, come and virtue signal for your internet daddies. It's great. I'm sure they'll be very impressed. Welcome. I hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
If the YouTube algorithms gave a shit about dislikes, then someone at some point would have noticed that social justice videos tend to get a lot of downvotes, and anti-social justice videos tend to get a really good ratio of likes, which would suggest which side is the more plausible. But
it didn't.
But we've already got our answer there, haven't we? We've already got our predetermined conclusion. So fuck it.
I'm still astounded that all this downvotes failed to kill Justin Bieber's career. I mean, Christ, you know. And then, I mean, I did find it funny that people went back to dislike that video just so that their dislike of the YouTube short bus rewind.
Yeah.
Someone needs to explain the existence of Nickelback. Have you ever met anyone who likes Nickelback? Has anyone ever met? Really?
Yeah, I met one person who unironically liked Nickelback. Yeah.
One person. There you go.
Were they dementia?
They sell millions of albums somehow.
Well, they
were they dementia patient?
No, they were not kids, and they didn't have dementia or anything like that. There were a couple of people who like one or two Nickelback songs, but they're like, the rest is absolute garbage. I can't. I can't. It's just a meme at this point.
Well, you know, the sad thing is I could remember like a 5-minute period when I was like maybe 13 years old or something, when like their first single about eating mushrooms dropped. And I thought, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of a catchy tune, and it's not a bad tune. And then, you know, you heard it like you'd hear Chili Peppers in like 2004. And you're just like, okay, no, that's quite enough, thank you. And then you notice you haven't been hearing the same song. They've been releasing other singles. It just sounds like it.
Oh yeah, dude, you're talking about the Chili Peppers?
No, I was talking about Nickelback.
Oh,
but
Nickelback.
I mean, there was that.
Dude, that happened with me and fucking Chili Peppers. Like fucking
Chili Peppers, same thing, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I swear to God, like any new Chili Peppers song that came out for like a good 6 years, I thought was the same song, but it was like a new one. They just all sound the fucking same at this point.
Well, it went a bit viral before we called things viral, but there was a guy his girlfriend really liked Nickelback, right? And he was like, I think he was going to like audio engineer. He was learning to be an audio engineer, and he kept noticing like, yes, all these songs sound the same. So they had 3 albums out at the time, and he took 2 at a time and he laid them track over track, right? And found, yes, they are the same album over and over and over again.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you can't argue with the success.
Well, I think that's how you achieve success on YouTube. You have a channel, you have a theme, and you do the same theme over and over and over again. This might be one of the many reasons I don't get many subs or many views, because I've got loads of different things. I sometimes do music, and I sometimes do rants, and I sometimes do fucking other stuff.
The algorithm really does favor repetition, it seems sometimes. I mean, that's only.
Well, I think audience, maybe audiences do. Yeah, people go to a particular channel for a particular thing. You know, if they want a different thing, they go to a different channel. Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, then again, like, you know, it's like, hey, everybody, smash dislike on this video. Just because I'm feeding the new algorithm.
All right.
It's time to wonder if I do start saying, hey, make sure you like and subscribe at the end of every video, maybe that'll improve the algorithm. Maybe YouTube's telling people to do that, because why do people do that? It doesn't make people want to subscribe, surely.
Mike, your problem is you got to start the video with, hey guys, how's it going? You know, every time. It's always got to be, hey guys, real loud, and then find some variation of let's just jump into it.
And you got to promise that if you like and subscribe, you'll also get, you were entered into a chance to win an iPhone 10. I guess that's the new thing to do now these days, too.
Oh, yeah. Like, the 400 upvote on this video gets a new iPhone X10. Which actually makes it 20. But, yeah, I mean...
I don't sound as creepy as my Joker face would appear because of this happy whistling music behind me.
Well, what was that? I mean, I saw it in a Pewds video recently, but I mean, I saw a couple, like, clips, and it's, like, this, like, blonde little teenager who speaks so fast you can't really understand, like, Oh my god! Can you believe it, guys? Oh my god! Like I'm like, have children created a new language? Have like the preteens gotten together and created their own version of what was that? What was that language that was supposed to be a global, the global thing? They practiced it in the beach.
Esperanto.
Esperanto, yes.
Now is a good time to remind you that once upon a time, the most popular channel on YouTube was Fred.
Oh, fuck me. Jesus Christ. Yup.
You remember that epic moment when he came out as gay? And everyone was surprised.
Wait, I was like... Fred turned out to be gay?
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, no, well, he got his...
Is that all? Just gay? We expected bestiality or something.
I thought you were fucking corpses or something like that, Fred. Come on. All that cheeriness on Nickelodeon, I figured it had to be something. That's a funny thing, though. You remember, too, like, there was a whole period of time where, like, Nickelodeon was basically, like... Nickelodeon was looking to YouTube the same way that MTV used to look at like, the record industry in general. Like, ooh, free content. And so they just gave Annoying Orange and Fred their own shows. And they each lasted, I think, like a few seasons, and then John Cena showed up in Fred one time, and then like I remember it was a news item like Fred comes out as gay, like it's about as surprising as Ellen.
I guess
probably a publicity stunt.
I guess I just never followed the Fred saga enough to really know any of this shit. That's crazy.
He even had a movie. They gave him a feature film.
Oh, I remember hearing that there was like a Fred movie. Yeah, that's fucking dumb. Jesus.
Still better than Transformers. The Last Night.
Still better than I want to say like everything. I don't even want to say any of the Transformers movies are good. Aside from the animated one was badass.
Okay, this I have to check though. Brock's in the chat says that fun fact: DoctorRandomercam is a living JoJo reference. Is that true, Mike?
Don't you have to be a band to be a JoJo reference? Oh, is it because I cover lots of bands like King Crimson and that? There were lots of the JoJo joke in the comments of that video.
I was just wondering. It's like, well, maybe there's like an after credits part like I never caught where you just do these like ridiculous poses like hit like and subscribe.
Yes, that's my stand. I shill.
All right. So
it's like, what's your stand, Mike? Karen Strawn.
I literally stand on her.
All right. Let's get to
that'd be a
probably the
being.
most hard-hitting story we're going to cover tonight. Nick, be my guest.
Yeah, this is some serious shit here coming right out of the Keystone State, out of Pennsylvania. Life-size butter sculpture promotes Pennsylvania dairy industry. God, just bring the image up. Bring the image up and I'll read, because this is fucking creepy. Oh my God. Yeah, so a large sculpture carved from a half-ton of butter was created in order to promote Pennsylvania's struggling dairy industry. The sculpture, which was unveiled Thursday at the 103rd Pennsylvania Farm Show, features a soldier, doctor, firefighter, and football player as superheroes wearing a cape. So, according to the way that sentence is structured, all four of those people are wearing one cape.
That's all fucking butter.
All butter. Yep.
Jesus,
the everyday heroes are holding a glass of milk. That's white supremacy right there. I expect Tariq Nasheed to go and scream furiously at this butter. While standing in a circle around a table that features other dairy products such as ice cream. So we've got, it's like put some sour cream there. No. Cottage cheese. No. Just gonna go with ice cream. Okay, that won't melt. Marie Pelton and her husband Jim Victor crafted the piece. We never had any children, and I've been trying to find a way to make up for that, Marie said. Wait, no, that was editorializing. The phrase "find your power" is also featured on the sculpture.
Stop the ass.
What the fuck?
Pennsylvania's just desperately trying to get in on this. Like, well, the rest of the farm country, they got to farm soy and corn to make gasoline. I'm sure we could run cars off of butter. It keeps me going. It will be moved to the Rhineford farm in Uinta. I'm not even going to try. Something county, where it will be converted into renewable energy in the farm's methane digester. Whoa. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. I need to start calling president. I didn't even read this thing all the way through when I selected it. I just saw the butter sculptures. I'm like, yeah, we're putting it on the show. And now I'm like, I'm thinking I need to start calling presidential elections. Look at that. Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf, Secretary of State, Secretary of Agriculture Russia Redding, and former Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Charlie Batch all attended because they had nothing better to do. The sculptures unveiling at the farm show where they helped promote the state's dairy industry. It's more than just butter, Wolf said at the event, which technically isn't true. It's all butter, unless there's a wire frame there, in which case I'm being misled. It's a way for us to honor our dairy industry in a fun and memorable way until it's destroyed and turned into renewable fuel. An industry that we work hard to promote and support year-round. Pennsylvania has the second largest number of dairy farms in the United States next to Wisconsin, and Wisconsin never lets them forget it. The state lost 120 dairy farms in 2016 as dairy consumption nationwide has decreased. You fucking vegans, you are killing American industry. This is how we got Trump. I hope you're happy.
You get butter sculptures.
So, yeah. This is fucking... Aren't they fucking terrifying?
They're beautiful.
Especially... Well, the guy on the left there, like, I guess it's supposed to be a doctor, but it looks like some kind of, like...
How is his cape staying up? That's butter. I mean, how cold is it in there exactly? Are they keeping it in a sub-zero room?
That's
and
kind
how
of
expensive is it?
Yeah, it has to be like a refrigerated, like, art installation room or something. You know, God damn, that's weird.
And they're obviously going to get it 3D printed before it melts. So why didn't they just do the 3D print in the fucking first? Maybe they did. Maybe this is just a miniature of a 3D printed fucking version of that, and they're just telling us it's like life size.
You know what this looks like? This looks like a supervillain team that you'd see come out of One Punch Man. Honestly, especially with the cape. With the cape on that doctor. Yeah. Look at the ribs on that cape. It looks like he's some kind of like evil Batman knockoff. Yet you still see his shoulders. So the cape is just there to let you know that he's a Japanese supervillain. Like it's like, oh, you know what? He's here to scare the anti-vaxxers. He's like, he is the vaccinator. He will vaccinate all of your children and make them autistic, and then they will shitpost in the late night show chat room.
That's right.
Gotta watch those vaccines, kids.
Butter sculpture. It just occurred to me. Butter sculpture sounds like a rude word that you call a homosexual.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
Mike's just remembering this isn't his channel, so he's just going for it now.
that was too surreal to be insulting. It's like, wait, what? Like,
I'm just curious.
I don't fucking know.
Well, I'm just curious. I mean, do you not? Are there not butter sculptures in the UK? Do you guys just do it all out of marzipan?
Well, only like in the summer months, for heaven's sake. No, we don't have butter sculptures.
Jesus Christ.
No. And which country still has an empire? I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
It's where the power's lost when you stop harnessing the power of your dairy industry.
Stop the ass kissing with you.
All right, let's see.
I just want to like.
Go ahead.
I just want to take. I just want to take this like and start putting like logos for like the Guild of Calamitous Intent up on front. Like, join today. I could just get a close up of the doctor's face and just put like Richard Spencer dialogue behind it. Like, oh shit! I didn't even notice he wasn't moving.
What the fuck?
All right. Just send this to Byro and be like, where are the buttermilk bandits now, homeboy?
Whatever fucking happened to Byro, man? I wish he didn't leave. I miss that dude.
It really is a shame. He had this brilliant goddamn videos. I mean, they were the weirdest goddamn things you'd ever seen.
All right, let's see. All right, so next up, we've got Crab90. Your chat room's being raided, and you guys are cracking jokes. Is this the equivalent of the choir playing their violins while the Titanic sings? Maybe, man, maybe. I'm not reading.
I mean,
that
here's
one
the
either.
thing.
Nope.
I don't have to wake up. I don't have to wake up as any and actually be any of these people. So I win either way.
True. That's very true. All right, so we got the cringe of the week. Do you want to do the video or do you want to do the article?
What's the thing? I wasn't really sure because on the one hand, like, yeah, we got this thing and everybody else covered it, and then we got this other thing. I kind of think the article might be a bit better for it because it was honestly a bit cringy.
Yeah, it is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the video piece, just so there's like, so nobody's left wondering, is Rice Gum's dog shit sort of backtracking on shilling some dog shit loot box gambling site. And
right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, when Rice Gum responds to something, it's gonna be terrible. But yeah.
Here's just as a fucking taste of how obnoxious. Like, I don't even think I can sit through this. Just listen to this for like
I'm telling
5
you guys,
seconds.
man, I'm not playing around. 2019, I am not playing around. I posted yesterday. I'm here again today.
No, I can't do it. No, fuck them.
Yeah.
No, we're not watching that shit. All right, so instead.
And the sad thing, and I think actually it's a good contrast because while that dumb fuck can really like, yeah, I mean, you know, he can shit talk a chick who comes on and like says she's a rape victim. He can do like really bad ghost written raps and still think he has a music career, and he'll still get promoted by YouTube. Meanwhile, an actual fucking comic genius like Louis C.K. Has a bunch of people who've never watched his fucking material ever, and then they catch wind of some clickbait headline about like a joke that he was test running. And keep in mind, that's the thing. You'll notice it wasn't a big Netflix special that he said this joke on. Mm-hmm. It was leaked audio, and it's almost like people don't understand that stand-up comics, like when they get to that HBO set or that Netflix set, that's a refined set that they've test run over and over and over again. And they found the bombs, and they found the jokes which like really piss people off, and they whittle it down to the perfect set. So yeah, Louis C.K. and his critics are a plague on comedy, according to the New York Post. Abe Greenwald, I'm going to say you could have left it at Louis C.K.'s critics are a plague on comedy, but all right, I'll let you be as much a judge as what's the Conan's old bitch there, Richie fucking what's his name? Yeah, American comedy is slowly dying under assault from two opposing forces. From without, PC scolds seek to silence comics whose edgy material makes them feel unsafe. And from within, a growing number of comedians have come to see offensiveness as an end unto itself. Once again, somebody who's clearly actually never watched any of Louis' fucking material.
Well, you say they're a plague on comedy, but they're acting as his publicists, and they're doing it all for free. Right. There's loads of comedians out there who've been doing this very bit, this whole routine, for fucking over a decade, but they don't have pissy little shits like whoever publicizing them as soon as their bits come out. In fact, it's generally considered bad form to record and publicize a comedian's bits before they're refined. But let's just throw the rules out for the sake of Louis C.K. because we tried to destroy him.
Mm-hmm. And it didn't.
And
the PC police are pissed.
What drives me fucking nuts about this is like how like they try and equate it to like the Harvey Weinstein shit, right? Now Harvey Weinstein is an honest to God goddamn fucking power monster. Like the guy straight up leveraged every ounce of like I own Hollywood to bang otherwise unwilling actresses at every turn, and that was that. That's fucking horrendous. It's pretty awful. Louis, that shit was embarrassing. Like that shit, like, you know, he asked and then kind of begged to jerk off in front of some other comics, and then when they didn't altogether say no, because how do you answer that question? He did it, and then yeah, I mean, Louis, this is like it's a horrendously embarrassing thing, but if you've ever watched Louis act, you know that's where it comes from. That's what he is.
He's quite openly into masturbating. He's got more than one bit about how much he loves masturbating.
Yeah, and then several other bits about how horrendously awkward he is around people and how terrible he is with women in relationships. I mean, this is a guy who had a whole like short bit about the limits of fucking dead kids, and he's like, I wouldn't kill one to fuck it, but if I found one in a field, it's like,
and it wasn't raining.
Fucking Christ.
and it wasn't raining. Like, yeah, this is Louis C. Yeah, if you watch Louis' comedy, like this whole like and the joke that offended everyone too was about like Parkland survivors, and he's like, no one thinks you're cool because you went to a high school where people got shot, right? Okay, I see where you saw a joke in that. Didn't land too well, and that's why it doesn't go into the Netflix special that'll probably happen tomorrow because of all this shit. But in the controversy over comedian Louis C.K.'s discomforting new stand-up set, we see how the enemy sides are repurposing comedy as a cultural war zone and killing off humor as collateral damage. In December 30th, a clip of Louis' act surfs online. The footage shows the comic going after some sensitive real-world targets, because we know comics don't ever do that. It's really all about the last episode of Adventure Time and shit. That's what they're into. Pokes fun at the young and identity obsessed. They're like royalty, he quips. They tell you what to call them. Not like a bunch of people have been saying that shit for years.
That's true. Yeah.
But and then he let's see. They testify in front of Congress. These kids, what are they doing? He says, because he went to high school where kids got shot. Why does that mean I have to listen to you?
Yeah, that does. I don't think that landed pretty well. Call me crazy.
That's the worst part about it, though. That's the worst part about it, is that it's just I see where the joke. I see where he saw the joke, but it just didn't. It doesn't land, and that's what a test round is for.
Well, he has a very specific kind of cadence to his speaking. Like, just the tone of his voice helps to set up the joke most of the time. So I mean, but still, I doubt. Unless this is like in the most edgy boy comedy club in the world, like I still don't think that one would land too terribly well.
There was a actually, I caught a Rogan clip recently. It was like he's an Indian comic, and I think he's from Jersey, and he said something about how they call Jersey Brick City because when you go out, you're likely to get hit in the head with a brick. And then some girl in the audience like, that's not true. My dad's from Jersey. The lamest heckle ever. And he ended up basically getting taken off stage because the sensitivity police who were running the comedy festival just shut his mic off and booted him off. And it was funny because when he's talking to Rogan, another thing he points out, he's like, yeah, and a lot of people got really angry when they read the article. But that's because, like, if you try and read a comedy bit, like you try and read a stand-up bit, it doesn't work. Delivery's not there. You're just reading words on a page, and if they're offensive words, they're gonna strike you as fucking horrible. But like, if you heard Louis C.K. say this kind of shit, even though the joke may not really get you in the gut, like, it's not gonna be as bad as hearing somebody read it off of a fucking screen like this.
Right.
Now, this all really came to a head because actress Ellen Barkin, pretty sure she was like a stunt double for Curly in City Slickers. I hope Louis C.K. gets raped and shot at. Tweeted Ellen Barkin. Judd Apatow broke the comics code, calling Louis C.K. hacky and saying that he was all fear and bitterness now. I'm sure you're not talking about your future films, Judd. You can only rehash the jokes from 48-year-old virgins so many times.
Cringe shit recently too, didn't he? Like, some of the more recent Judd Apatow movies were just fucking awful. I'm trying to remember which ones.
Yeah, see, this is where, and I think this is kind of where, like, the centrist meme kicks in, because this guy goes on to say, Louis C.K. is a tremendously talented comic, but in truth, his material on the shooting survivors wasn't funny. Okay, probably wasn't. That's why it didn't make it into the final set. He had a point about kids lacking the credibility or sophistication to be public advocates, which is true because David Hogg is about ready to crack like it's like a window pane. That poor kid. Regardless of what you think about him, the more I've seen of David Hogg, the more I realize I'm like, oh boy, oh you poor lad, you got sucked up into the machine. You didn't even see what it was before you got there.
Yeah, that was kind of the thing with the David Hogg thing. A lot of people got really super pissed off about him. I just started feeling pity for the dude. Like, you're too young to even know what you just stepped into. Holy shit. Ugh.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter what side of any political spectrum you're on. When it comes to the political PR and marketing machine, like it is just a machine. And they will grind up any potential individual they can find, turn them into chutney, spit them out the moment they get a little bitter, and then move on to the next one. It's like the modeling industry, except less fun with slightly more cocaine. But yeah,
as a straight white male, having been told your whole life that everyone loves straight white males, you can go into the public eye and you won't get the slightest bit of harassment or death threat at all. That shit's women's work, and then they find out the truth. Actually, straight white men are just as vulnerable to the fucking ire of the mainstream media as anyone else. More so, kind of, because that sort of racism and sexism is allowed.
Oh yeah. And by the way, guys, if you really want your your edgy daddy pleaser comments to get through, use the Streamlabs link. Hit us up with some cash. We'll happily read them on the air. Promise, Scout's honor.
Oh,
you got my word on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that one gets blasted out here. See if I can play that one again.
But this whole thing, I mean, so like the long and short of even this article too, it really does seem to be like, I mean, what are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to go back to the days of Gallagher? And I love me some Gallagher, but I don't laugh quite as hard anymore at it. And Louis C.K. rose to the level of comic genius up until he embarrassed himself by masturbating in front of women who desperately needed PR and marketing help and some public attention.
Right.
And now we're at a point where, like, you know, yeah, Louis C.K. critics are a plague on comedy, because the worst thing you can ever say about a comedian is they're not funny. And if you go outside of that, like if you're trying to attack their material for being insensitive, watch a fucking Anthony Jeselnik special, please.
Yeah,
like,
dude, Jeselnik
will
is amazing.
See he's a goddamn, he's a god, and people, I've even seen some people too, and this is one of the things I fucking hate about this culture war shit, is like, he like tamed it back a little bit, I guess, on his podcast at certain points, and everyone's like, oh, he's drinking social justice Kool-Aid now. Like, you have no clue what the dude's politics even are. You just know he's not afraid to make any joke. And if you listen past those, you'll find him making those standard Anthony Jeselnik, I don't believe a soul exists, let alone believe I have one kind of jokes.
Right. Let's see. Next up on the article, though, there are other high-profile examples. Kevin Hart was slated to host the Oscars. We covered that, too. But in an effort to akin to political opposition research, the PC scolds unearthed some offensive tweets that he had written between 2009 and 2011. Anywhere between, like, 9 and 7 years ago is fucking ridiculous. It's not even constructed as a joke. It's just vicious, and it was the end of Hart's hosting prospects. The scolds tend to align with progressives, and when they go after comic, it's usually because he or she has offended left-wing sensibilities, which is fucking ridiculous. The whole notion of that is absolutely ridiculous. And comedy is comedy. Like, yeah, some comedy is shit. Yeah, some comedy isn't funny. Yeah, some comedy is fucking offensive and really fucking funny. But it's comedy. If you don't like it, don't fucking watch it. I don't watch Jeff Dunham because I don't think it's funny, but a lot of people do. I don't know why. It's kind of like, why do people listen to Nickelback? But they do. I don't know why, but I'm not gonna be like, Nickelback shouldn't exist. Fuck that. Come on.
Now you know we have an award-winning comic on with us right now.
Yeah.
oh, that thing. Yeah, I did. Was that an award? Yeah, it was a competition.
And you won it, and then you received a thing as a result. I think that's called an award.
Yeah, I did. That was my first taste of getting paid for videos. After that, I thought, hey, I like this. I'm going to see if Patreon came along when it did.
Yeah, and lasted for as long as it could.
That's awesome, man. Though. Congrats.
Oh, Jeff. No, he's downplaying it. No, he was awarded by David Mitchell.
Like, and David and Mr. Weeble, by the way, he was another judge. The guy who did the Badger Mushroom animation. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. So I met that guy.
Damn.
I mean, all of those terrible sketches I've done for the promos for this show and on my channel, like those were largely modeled on a mix of Mitchell and Webb and Fry and Laurie. So downplay it some more, Mike. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I wrote for, I did write for Mitchell and Webb. I wrote like about 10 sketches for him, I think, because that was.
Awesome.
because I spoke to David Mitchell. That was another part of the winnings for this competition. So I emailed the producer of Mitchell and Webb Sound a couple of times and sent him my sketches, and he never got back to me.
Damn.
So that was that.
Okay, so when you say you wrote the sketches for them,
Yeah.
like you wrote a bunch of sketches and then you never heard back.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's average screenwriter life right there.
Yeah.
That's actually average writer life. Yeah.
That's damn impressive, man. I haven't won any fucking awards for shit that I wrote. Shit.
Yeah, that's the only thing I've ever won.
Still, that's a pretty big one. Larry Kubiak with the 50 bones says to our female mod Death Squad, Pinky's the fuck up. Love this stream like no other. Also, Louis C.K. is still funny, and you should get Doug Stanhope on someday. He's one of the last good ones. We've tried a few times. Maybe we'll try again this year.
You know, the trick is, I actually learned the trick from a local comic here, because Stanhope is kind of notorious, because he had one of the biggest comedy shows in any of the clubs here, but it was also big because the club owner decided to just say, fuck fire safety and all that, and he packed as many people as he possibly could into the club, and it was just a nightmare. Stanhope's set went brilliantly, but he has promised he will never play Manchester again. And I almost want to reach out to him just so I can explain all of the other reasons he should never come back here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've discovered though too from this, because he's spoken with him, and apparently like the libertarians who got me to run for office here, their nightclub that they have, their little bottle club, that was where he retreated to after the show to be safe and away from the craziness of, oh my God, somebody with a profile higher than, that's not Adam Sandler's in Manchester. Everyone get him. And yeah, apparently I'm gonna probably try and sort it out in the next week or two. I'm gonna ship him a bottle of Popov, because despite his success, his favorite drink is bottom shelf plastic bottle vodka.
Nice, classy guy.
Yeah, well, it's Doug Stanhope. Come on, makes perfect sense when you think about it. So yeah, I'm gonna send him a bottle of Popov.
They sponsored his last stand-up special against their will. This special is sponsored by Popov Vodka, and he just kept doing it until he got a cease and desist letter, and he's never got a cease and desist letter. So he's had no money from Popov Vodka, but he just claims he's.
Yeah. By the way, this episode of YouTube Saints brought to you by the Squatty Potty. Squatty Potty. You got more shit in you than you know, as evidenced by the chat. So get those knees up.
All right. Well, that's about it for us tonight, guys. We'll see you again here next week. But you're probably gonna be hosting with somebody else. Maybe Papa or Jake. Maybe somebody else if he's not available.
It will be the Nick show, which means no green screens, classic style, old school. And hopefully gonna have a good co-host. Might drag them back into some Amazon reviews. I know you guys all love that. I love doing them. And I haven't had my account shut down yet, which I still. Seriously, no. Honestly, I've done a dozen fake Amazon reviews of products I don't own. The one review I got rejected was for a product I ordered but never got received, and so I reviewed it as it was the greatest wireless mouse that I never got in the mail. And they said, well, this doesn't qualify for our standards. I'm like, really? Because I reviewed a painting about circumcision saying, man, there's nothing I love hanging above my dinner table more than an elaborate piece of artwork exemplifying the virtue of slicing up baby dicks. Perfectly fine. It's up there as a review, 4 stars. So, yeah, we'll see you next week, next Friday for some Amazon reviews and some other things. And, of course, see you Wednesday, as always, for midweek, where we'll do something. I'm sure there'll be a sort of show. It'll happen.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll still be here. I won't be in Vegas until Thursday. So yeah, we'll do the midweek like we usually do. But other than that, make sure you go subscribe to Dr. Randomercam. And Mike, thank you very much for being on the show, man.
No problem.
Any final words of peak 2019 wisdom?
Yes, that's how we do it. Good night, everybody.